Melanie, what are you up to today? I'm at your house now, but my son tells me that you're coming home late tonight. Would you please make an effort to come home earlier so that I can see you today? I'm trying to finish up work and I'll be at home as soon as I'm done. Please don't be angry with me. I have to get this done today. Don't use work as an excuse to avoid seeing me. Work is not an excuse, but you have a point. I don't want to see you given the choice. You're always so mean to me. The last time that you came over, you spilled sugar on the floor on purpose. Do you know how many ants came into our dining room because of that? Well, it's your fault for not wiping up the floors right away. And how dare you say that I spilled the sugar on purpose? I mean, who does that? My hand slipped, that's all. I was watching you. You picked up the container of sugar, opened the lid, and spilled the contents onto the floor. Your hand did not slip. I love how you make up such ridiculous excuses. I know that you can be pretty mean to me at times, but I still like you nonetheless. But sometimes you get carried away. Enough chatting. I need you to come home and make dinner for us. You're not going to make John prepare dinner, are you? He's more than happy to make dinner tonight. In fact, he offered. It makes sense too because I'm still at work. You don't know how John really feels. You pressure him into doing things. He can't say no to you. Besides, as his wife, isn't it your job to prepare the meals? What world are you living in? It's completely normal for men to cook. Whoever said that it was a woman's job to prepare all the meals? Besides, men who cook are really popular with the ladies. That's just what young men are saying because they can't stand up to their girlfriends or wives. What happened to traditional rules like the woman taking care of the house for her husband? Look, we no longer live in a world where women are expected to stay at home and take care of their houses and their husbands. I'm so glad that the rules for women have changed for the better. John doesn't expect me to do all the housework on my own, so I have time to relax whenever I want to. I don't know why John chose someone like you to marry. You say that you're busy with work, but how come you have the time to be texting me right now? I told my boss that my mother-in-law was texting me, so he allowed me to respond, but he's getting impatient with me. Well, get back to work then. I'm so ashamed to have you as my daughter-in-law. I don't think that I'm such a bad wife to John. You, on the other hand, you're a terrible mother-in-law. You're always nagging me and trying to make my life miserable. I'm trying to make you happy too, so please don't be so hard on me. Okay, whatever. I've given up on getting you to prepare dinner for us tonight. I'll make dinner tonight. Are you excited? Why the sudden change in your mood? I don't get it. John already agreed to make dinner for us, so why don't you let him? John came home from work tired. I can't ask him to make dinner. I'm nice, so I'll have dinner ready for you too. Once you get home, we can all sit down for dinner. That sounds nice, but you do know that I'm allergic to wheat, right? What? I had no idea. Well, now you know. I'm allergic to wheat, so there are certain foods that I can't eat. I'm sure that I told you about it before. I thought that you just didn't like wheat. I didn't think that it was an actual food allergy. You shouldn't be so picky about what you want to eat and what you don't. So you think that I'm lying about my food allergy? Why in the world would I do something like that? I hope that you're not going to force me to eat wheat. That would be crazy, even for you.
Of course I wouldn't do that. I'm not a monster. I know how dangerous food allergies can be. But in your case, it's not an allergy. You just don't like to eat wheat.
You've got it all wrong. I really am allergic to wheat. I have some blood test results if you don't believe me.
And I don't believe you. When are you gonna stop lying about having a food allergy? I've seen a photo of you eating bread.
That bread was made with rice flour, and it doesn't contain any wheat. That's why I was able to eat that bread.
I've never heard of bread without wheat. You must be making this up. And I've seen you eat other things that contain wheat, like fried chicken, for instance.
I substitute rice flour for the wheat flour so that I can eat all those foods. How can you not know this? You've been a housewife for how many years now?
Are you making fun of me? You know what? I'm going to prove to everyone that you're lying about your wheat allergy.
I don't know why this is such a big deal to you. And why can't you be nicer to me? If you don't believe me, please ask John. He knows the truth.
I'm not going to bother John with such a silly question. And I don't want him to know that his wife was lying about her food allergy either. I don't want him doubting you for something so small.
Then why don't you take a look at my blood test results? That will clear up this misunderstanding.
I bet you falsified your blood test results. It's easy to do that nowadays with all the technology that's out there.
But why in the world would I do that? What's in it for me? I really need to get back to work now. My manager is not happy that I've been texting you all this time.
Well, I'm not going to forgive you for deceiving John and I.
None of this is my fault, and I didn't do anything wrong. And I don't enjoy arguing with you either. I wish we got along better. And I know that you spilled milk on me on purpose this morning. Because of it, I was late to work.
Well, you should have given yourself more time to get ready for work. Then you wouldn't have been late over spilled milk. Don't blame everything on me.
Well, you're clearly to blame. This isn't fair to me. And it's natural to want to stay in bed as long as possible. I was really tired, too.
I'll be waiting for you with dinner ready on the table. Come home as soon as you can, okay?
Okay. See you then.
I can't believe that you went as far as calling an ambulance tonight. It looks like you got over your distaste for wheat tonight. You should be grateful to me. How long are you gonna keep ignoring me? I know that you're trying to make a big deal out of this by ignoring me, but it's not working. You're not going to fool me with your lies. The wheat allergy is not the only thing that you lied about. Why did you lie about your allergy in the first place? You were fine when I made you eat a piece of bread.
Melanie is in a coma now because of what you did to her!
What? How did that happen? She was perfectly fine a few hours ago.
What the hell were you thinking? This is not a game! Melanie has a serious food allergy, and you made her eat some bread when I wasn't looking! How could you?
John, what do you mean about Melanie being in a coma? Melanie's just pretending. Don't let her fool you.
Did it look like she was acting to you? Because it sure didn't look that way to me. Now she's in the hospital. This is serious. I told you many times that she had a wheat allergy. Why would you bring over some bread when you knew that?
But I've seen her eating bread before, so I thought that it would be okay. I didn't think that she was actually allergic to wheat.
The bread that Melanie was eating was made with rice flour.
She did mention that to me too, but I thought she was making it all up.
Melanie is really allergic to wheat. Even a small amount can be lethal to her. I can't believe that you forced her to eat bread with wheat in it. What were you thinking? She's in a coma, and I don't know if she's ever going to wake up. How could you do this to her?
But I didn't. Melanie is always lying, so I assumed that it was another one of her lies. It's not my fault that I didn't believe what she was saying to me.
I know that Melanie makes stupid jokes, like telling us that she came home riding a wild boar, but she would never joke about something like this. She likes to joke around, but that doesn't make her a liar. She's the most honest person I know, and I'm sure that you feel the same way.
Well, she made it difficult for me to differentiate between her jokes and her lies.
There's no point in me wasting my time talking to you. That's not going to make Melanie any better.
John, I'm sorry about what happened to Melanie, but it wasn't my fault. I would never do anything to hurt Melanie intentionally, let alone you.
So, you were doing Melanie a favor when you shoved a piece of bread into her mouth? You make me sick. I'm ashamed to be related to you. I'm going to get back at you for what you did to Melanie. You better watch out!
John, can we please talk about this face to face? I'm really sorry about Melanie. You have to believe me.
Shut up! I'm going to tell the police about what you did to Melanie.
Why would you involve the police? This is a family matter.
Well, I no longer consider you to be my family. Melanie is my only family as far as I'm concerned.
Please don't say that.
If you're still at my house, I want you to leave. I never want to see your face again.
But it's the middle of the night. How am I supposed to get home? And it's not like you to threaten me like this. What's gotten into you?
Do you not understand the seriousness of what you've done to Melanie? You committed attempted murder! And the worst part of it all is that you don't even feel bad about what you've done. All you do is keep making excuses for yourself. Now get out of my house!
But
Melanie, are you feeling better? I'm so relieved that you came out of your coma. I was so worried about you.
I'm fine now. Thank you. I can't believe that I was in a coma for a few days, though. I guess I'm tougher than I look.
I'm so happy that you're back to being your old self.
What happened with your mother?
I'm furious with her, because she doesn't seem to realize the gravity of the situation and what she did to you. She's making up all these excuses to not make herself look bad.
I see. I can imagine her doing that.
Well, we never have to see her again. I told her that I wanted nothing to do with her. I'm really sorry that I let my crazy mother do this to you. You didn't deserve any of it.
You don't need to apologize, Sean. You didn't do anything wrong.
But I should have been the one to stop her. I had no idea that she would do something so terrible to you. I knew that things between the two of you weren't going well. I should have stepped in sooner, and not let this continue for so long.
Don't beat yourself up over this. I know that you did your best to protect me from your mother. I really did want to get along with her. I'm bummed that things didn't turn out well.
Well, I won't ever forgive my mom for what she did to you.
You're absolutely right. She went too far this time and she needs to pay for her actions.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
John, are you really not speaking to me anymore?
Don't text me. I'm sure that my lawyer told you that we only communicate through him.
I don't have a job or a place to live right now, and I could really use your help. I'm staying in a hotel right now, but I'm starting to run out of money. I can only stay for another 2 nights.
By the way, I used to pay for your smartphone bills, but not anymore. You're on your own now.
Oh,
Thanks for reminding me about that. I need to make sure that the company knows to get in touch with you regarding your bill. I wouldn't want to make the mistake of continuing to pay for your bills.
But if I can't afford to pay my bills, they'll stop my phone.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? Do you really need a smartphone, though? No one wants to talk to you anymore.
Please don't be so cruel to me. You're still my son. Please don't be so cold to me. I'll apologize to Melanie again if that's what it takes to get you to forgive me.
Are you sure that you're not just going to make up more excuses as to why this wasn't your fault?
Well,
And if you really feel so bad, you would be on the phone to Melanie right now, apologizing. You know that Melanie recovered from her coma, yet you haven't reached out to her once. I bet that deep down, you blame Melanie for all this. You don't feel bad about what you did to her.
that's not true. You have to believe me.
I have nothing else to say to you. Please, stop texting me. We're going to sue you for what you did to Melanie, so you better start saving up.
I don't have a job. How am I supposed to do that? Do you expect me to borrow money from somewhere?
Yes, I do. I have no pity for you. This is all your fault. Bye now.
Wait! Melanie, it's Miranda. I hope that it's not too late for me to apologize to you about what happened. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Are you texting me because your own son blocked you? I don't want to hear your empty apologies.
I really mean it when I say that I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I just had a hard time opening up to you and being honest with you. I regret the way that I treated you, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
I'm sure that your life isn't going to be easy from now on, but you'll pay us the money that you owe us, right? That's the least you can do to show us that you're really sorry.
Melanie, I don't have a job and my family and friends are not speaking to me anymore. Can't you just let this go? I told you how sorry I am.
No, I can't. I'll be waiting for your payments. I've gotta go now. Bye.
I'm in a lot of trouble and I need your help. I went to the hospital yesterday and they told me that I was depressed. I need my family to get through this.
I see. But I don't believe a word that you're telling me. You just want me to pity you.
I can give you the documents for my doctor if you don't believe me.
A doctor's certificate? Isn't that something you could easily falsify using a computer? After John kicked his mother out of the house, Miranda ended up homeless. And she still had to pay an enormous amount of money to me because of what she did to me. She ended up borrowing thousands of dollars in order to pay me. I thought that she would come see John and I to rebut it, but it seemed that she no longer had the energy to fight back. In the end, she moved to the countryside to run away from the loan sharks that were chasing her to pay back the money that she had borrowed. John and I are doing really well. Ever since that incident with his mother, John has been even more careful about the food that I eat so that something like that doesn't ever happen to me again. I can see that he really cares about me a lot.
Miss Abby, may I have a moment now? Oh, Miss Dorothy, hello. Anything wrong? I'm having a birthday party for Dave this Sunday. Of course you'll come, right? It's our Dave's birthday party. I know you'll come. I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry. I have plans for Sunday. Thanks for inviting, but I won't be able to make it. Plans? What's more important than Dave's birthday party? I'm sorry. I have to go to my husband's parents' house from Friday. I can't go to his birthday party. I'm sorry for declining your invitation. Your husband's parents' house? What kind of unimportant schedule is that? You're putting it before Dave's birthday. Going to my husband's parents' house. I've been planning to visit my husband's parents for quite some time. Actually, my husband's brother is getting married. We don't get a lot of time off, so we're going there to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the wedding this time. What can I say to Dave then? It's his birthday, but his friend doesn't want to come. He will be shocked. He thinks all of his friends will come. I'm sorry, but I can't come on Sunday. We'll celebrate Dave's birthday on another day. I'm sorry again. You say that, Abby. You always don't come when I invite you. Are you avoiding me? No, it's not like that. It's just that the timing isn't good. When you invite is usually on weekdays. Because we don't have to work. We can live on my husband's income without having to work. Spending holidays with family and weekdays with all my friends. Isn't this normal? If you say it's normal, unlike you, I do work. So even if I'm invited on weekdays, it's hard for me to get together with everyone. I know you're always working hard. I think you should communicate with us a little more. Don't you realize that you're out of place at the preschool? I don't think so. You just don't know it yourself. Everyone says so. We don't get a chance to talk to Abby very often. She's always busy with work, so it's hard to talk to her. I see. I'm sorry about that. That's why I'm asking you out. I'm asking you out of the kindness of my heart, but you always turn me down. I'm sorry. If the schedule matches, I'd like to join you. But I'm not sure if you really mean it. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure everyone wants to get to know each other. Can't you come to the birthday party even if it's just for a little bit? Even if you go to your husband's parents' house, you'll be back on Sunday, right? I'm planning to be back on the evening, but I don't want to bother you too late. Don't worry about that. My husband is away on a business trip, and we'll all get together in the afternoon. We're having dinner at our place anyway. Why don't you and Even have dinner here too? I'm sure everyone will be fine. Also, if his friends come, Dave will be happy. I'll discuss it with my husband. My husband has to be up early the next day, so I don't think he can go with us. Oh, that's fine either way. Everyone is with just Mom, and it would just be awkward if they came together, right? So maybe your husband would rather not come. Okay, I'll talk to him. I'll make sure to include Abby and the others in the head count. If you can't come, just call me. I'll let Dave Knight know you're coming too. I got it. I'll do my best to make arrangements. Alright then. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for today. Dave was very happy to see you. No, it was my pleasure. I'm sorry we came in late. Don't worry about it. You helped me clean up the mess. I'm sorry. It must have been tiring for you. No, I'm the one who was late. I didn't help with any of the preparations. Let me at least do that. You really helped me out. I didn't even wash the lunch dishes. I thought it would be hard for me to clean up after everyone left. I'm really glad you helped me. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much. It was nice talking with you all. Right? That's why I kept inviting you. Of course. Sorry. By the way, Abby, you're very skillful. To be honest, I thought you're usually so busy with work, so you don't really do any housework. I guess I was wrong. My parents usually take care of Even. I do all the housework. It's not that I'm that good at it. Your parents take care of him? Do you live with your parents? Yes, that's right. My husband and I are both busy with work. I live with my parents and ask them to take care of Even. I didn't know that. Even doesn't go to preschool by bus, so I didn't even know who picks him up. You don't talk much, so I didn't know that. I see. You live together. Yes, I do. My mother always picks him up from the bus stop, and until I come home, he hangs out with her. I see. So it must be hard for your husband. Hard? Living with his wife's parents. It's like living with someone not close to him. I thought it might be uncomfortable and hard for him. That was my concern too at first. My husband and father are very close. They even take Even with them on holidays, and the three of them go out to play together. So it wasn't something to worry about. Well, that's great. It's nice that your husband isn't cramped. But I wonder what your husband's parents think. I can't imagine their son being with other parents more than them. My husband's parents are far away, so we don't get to see them very often. Even if I did go to see them, like this time, I have to make time to go see them. Besides, my husband's brother is going to live with his parents. They've told us to do what we want to do. Well, I guess you got a convenient husband. No, not exactly, but I'm sure he was concerned at first too. I didn't choose him because he was convenient. Oh yeah, I'd like to ask you a favor. A favor? After seeing how well you did the housework today, I came up with a good idea. What good idea? Abby, will you be my housekeeper? What? You said you were working. It's not a big job anyway, right? It's the kind of work a woman can do. That's not true. It is a good job. Think about it. If you start working as a housekeeper in my house, you don't have to ask your mother to pick your son up from kindergarten. And the hours would be shorter. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I mean, your current salary is low anyway, right? I'll be willing to double it. My husband makes a lot of money. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I have my own responsibilities, and I'm not sure that being a housekeeper is. I don't mean to disrespect housekeepers, of course. I just don't think I'm the right person for the job. Why not? A woman's job responsibilities aren't that big of a deal. If you consider about your child, even an idiot can understand which benefits you more. I think it's great that you get to spend more time with Even. I appreciate you asking, but I'm sorry. I'll have to decline. It's not good. Are you sure? It's not every day you get a chance like this. Yes, it's fine. If you get another chance, please play with Even. Oh, okay. I'll call you later. Okay, I'll see you later. Hey, Abby. You're off today? It's not a weekday, so you're not working, right? No, I am not, but... Oh, hello, Miss Dorothy. Anyway, you're not working. That means you're free, right? Then why don't you go buy our cake? Dave will wait for you, too. What? What's going on all of a sudden? You suddenly asked me to buy a cake. I don't have plans today either. When I was taking a cab home earlier, I saw Abby in front of the station. I assume since you were out this time, you don't have at work today. I thought Even would be happy to hang out with my son. Isn't that nice? Why don't you come over now? Of course, with cake too. Sorry, my husband and I have plans tonight. I don't have much time. I have to go home now. That's fine. It's only 3 p.m. You still have time before your appointment, don't you? I've been free all day today, so just come over and hang out with us for a little bit. Okay, if you really want to hang out for a bit, I'll be fine. I'll wait for you at home. Bring us something. Okay. Hey, are you sleeping? You're still awake, aren't you? Answer me. What's wrong? At this hour? At this hour? It's not midnight. It's already 12. I'm usually in bed. But you're still able to reply. If you answered, that means you woke up, right? I woke up to a notification on my phone. What is it? This is insane to call someone at this hour. My common sense still allows me to be up at this hour, so it's not insane. My common sense says this is an insane time. What is this? At this hour? You know, I had drinks with Yuri's mom today. There's no means of transportation, so I called you to pick me up. What? What are you talking about? I'm not your personal driver or what? What? What are you talking about? You are kind of, aren't you? Huh? Because I'm the boss of the kindergarten, you know. All lower-class people must be my servant. They're all my housekeepers. Obey the orders of the rich. What are you talking about? Dorothy, you're drunk right now. Then what's the matter with you? Just come get me as soon as you can. That's an order. I refuse. I turned down the housekeeper job too. I'm not going to be your maid. What? You think you can say that? You're the one who said that. How can you say that anyway? You call yourself a boss. You have no right to behave like that. You refuse, don't you? I mean, it's crazy that I obey. There's no such thing as hierarchy among kindergarten friends. I'm just saying that I can use poor working people like you. I can afford to pay and use you. You don't know what's gonna happen if you refuse. I don't know what you're up to. I'm not going to do whatever you tell me to do. If you want to leave, you're on your own. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's late at night. Huh? Wait a minute. Are you listening to me? I told you to come get me, didn't I? You were not ignoring me, right? Hey! Excuse me, Dorothy. Can I talk to you now? Huh? What do you want? I just heard from Even. Is it true that you're telling Dave to exclude Even from the group? So what? It's your punishment for disobeying me, right? Drinking alcohol until late at night and telling others to pick you up. Just because you didn't pick me up. And you drag my kid into this? What are you thinking? So what? Because you disobeyed me, of course. Just because you didn't get your way. You even brought a child into this. Have you got no shame? Is this what adults do? I'm not ashamed. I'm the kind of person who gets rid of people I don't like. No matter who you bring into it? Yes. I just messaged other moms. I told them to stay away from you. Okay, well, I understand. If that's what you want, I'll get the others involved and get rid of you. You started this. I won't forgive you even if you apologize later. What are you talking about? What can you do? You'll find out soon. Well then. What? What do you mean? Hey, I got a call from my husband. I can't believe he was fired from his boss. According to Dorothy, in order to get rid of people you don't like, you don't care who you involve, do you? So I'm going to involve your husband. I'm going to destroy your family. Huh? If he's fired, how are we going to make a living? Didn't your husband tell you about this? The boss of the company he works for is one of the moms at the school. Mom? The boss? I didn't hear anything about that. That's strange. Your husband said he told you. I didn't hear that. Wait, you don't mean the boss? Yes, it's me. I've always been boss to your husband. Huh? Wait a minute. You're lying, right? I'm not lying. I'm the real boss of Million Corporation. That's why I can get your husband fired. Wait a minute. I didn't know anything about this. Do you think you can get away with that? A grown adult who made a child sad. I told you, didn't I? Even if you apologize later, I won't forgive you. Wait. I'm going to tell everyone right now. I'll take responsibility for correcting it. So... You don't have to do that. You're no longer part of the kindergarten. What? What do you mean? If your husband was fired from his job, you can't even live in your current apartment, right? That's why he's going back to the countryside. Huh? No way, I don't want to do it. Firing him is too much. I just went a little far. A little? Is what you did just a little bit too much? Well, that's... Your husband said, if you know he's going back to countryside, you wouldn't like it. I guess that was true. Of course not. Who would want to go to the countryside like that? Everything is so poor. That's definitely not the place for me. Then why don't you stay there by yourself? If you can pay the rent, that is. What? What are you talking about? Your husband. He's been thinking about divorcing you for a long time. He even put the boss of his own company in trouble. He was convinced that he couldn't work with you any longer. Huh? What? What's that? Why, I never heard of such thing before. Not listening again, huh? Dorothy, you're the kind of person who never listens to others, aren't you? Didn't your husband tell you that many times? About your attitude towards other mothers and your son's education. What's that? Your husband told me. Dave has become selfish just like you. He won't listen to anything he say. Both you and Dave. He said that you and Dave make fun of his father and the other people at the kindergarten, even though you've talked about it many times. You're always so full of your opinions. I can't handle it anymore. Oh, but he can't tell me what to do. He hasn't done a very good job of raising his own child. But that's not the case anymore. He's decided to raise his child properly and change his working hours. He's also moving to a new department. What? You said he was fired. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. When I said he was fired, I thought the first thing you'd be worried about is money. I was testing you to see if that was true. Don't be silly. So my husband wasn't fired? Yes, miss. He's not fired. But it looks like the divorce is real. What? Wait a minute. What about Dave? Is my husband really willing to take him? Yes, he is. He's saying so even beside me right now. Huh? Are you with him? Yes. We're talking in the meeting room. What are you talking about? I'll never agree to this. I talked to your parents earlier. They told me that they'll leave everything to your husband, and they are not going to take you back to my parents' house. They said you can live on your own. Huh? Is that a lie? Why don't my parents take my side? Isn't it because of what you've done? I heard you were terrible at home. They were worried about Dave too. They wondered if he'd be okay being raised by you. Don't be silly! He's my child! It's up to me now how I want to raise him. A child is not an accessory to you. If you're thinking about Dave, I think it would be better for Dave if you don't keep him by your side. There's no way I can agree to that. You have no right to say that to me. That's true too. Then why don't you and your husband discuss the rest? If you were divorcing, I would do my best to support you. You don't stand a chance. Oh no, that can't be. By the way, you were a self-proclaimed boss mom, but no one really adores you. I'd be happy to see you're gone as soon as possible. Goodbye. Hey, wait a minute! I'm sorry! Please forgive me! Please! They talked it over and decided to get divorced. I feel a little sorry for Dave, but he's going to live apart from his mom. Her husband also has a brother living nearby. He will receive support from them as well. The company will do its best to support them. Dorothy seems to have been given some money. She has been allowed to live alone, and instead of paying child support for Dave, her husband has allowed her to visit him once a month. There are many things that her husband has not been able to do for Dave. He is still getting used to housework. He said that it takes a lot of time and effort, but he seemed to be very happy. I thought I would continue to support him in the future.